Greek mythology, 13. Classic, famous legends. Greek mythology originated from the legends and religious beliefs of the primitive people of Greece. Today, mythological legends are mainly known through the records and development of ancient writers and poets. The vast majority of Greek myths were recorded and widely disseminated thanks to the two famous epic poems, Iliad and Odyssey, by the poet Homer from the 8th century BC. These works not only describe gods, goddesses, and heroes, but also provide an insight into the life, culture, and philosophy of the ancient Greeks. In addition, Hesiod's Theogony is also an important source, recording the birth of the world and gods from the perspective of the ancient Greeks. In Theogony, Hesiod describes the rise and control of the Olympian gods under the leadership of Zeus, as well as many other stories related to the behavior and lives of the gods. Greek mythology originates from legends and religious beliefs. Classical Greek myths. Greek myths about the creation and formation of the universe, the myth of chaos and the first elements. Chaos is considered an omnipotent being in Greek mythology. Chaos is described as an infinite, empty, vague, and drifting void in the vast space. Scientifically, chaos can be seen as a void of nothingness, and at the same time is the origin of the planets and the infinite universe. The god Chaos saw that the world was too dark, so he decided to bring life to all things, the source of light for the universe. From chaos, the earth goddess Gaia was born, the goddess who brought life to all creatures on her body. The entire vast land was under the rule of the goddess Gaia. Gaia, or Terra in Roman mythology, is the goddess representing Mother Earth and is one of the primordial gods in Greek mythology, the ancestor of the Olympian gods. She was born from the chaos of chaos along with other gods. If Gaia rules the surface of the earth, then deep underground there is the god of hell, Tartaros. The distance from the ground to hell is no less than the distance from the ground to heaven, making the world of Tartaros dark and terrifying. Legend of Chaos and the First Elements. Legend of Chaos and the First Elements. After giving birth to the earth god, Chaos continued to give birth to the god of love, Eros, bringing love and new vitality to the earth. Chaos then gave birth to the god of Erebos and the goddess of night, Nyx. The goddess Nyx and the god Erebos combined to give birth to the god of air and light, Aether, creating the vast blue sky. Along with Aether, Nyx also gave birth to the goddess of day, Hemera, who brought light to shine across the earth, making all things grow and develop. From then on, the world had day and night. The goddess Gaia continued to give birth to the god of the sky, Uranus, the god who protected and cared for all life on earth. After the earth and sky were created, Gaia gave birth to the god of the sea, Pontos, who brought water to irrigate the earth, creating the waves that murmured like a lullaby of Mother Earth. Gaia and Uranus together gave birth to giant children, including 12 titans, 6 male gods, Oceanus, Crius, Iapetus, Hyperion, Cronus, and 6 titanide goddesses, Thea, Themis, Tethys, Phoebe, Mnemosyne, Rhea. Next were 3 one-eyed giants, Cyclops, known as talented blacksmiths, who made weapons for the gods. The Cyclops included Brontes thunder, Steropes thunder, and Arges lightning. Finally, there were 3 giant monsters, Hecatonchire with 100 arms and 50 heads. Cottus, Briareus, Gyges. Legend of the Titans and the Titanomachy. The Titanomachy in Greek mythology was a great war between the Titans, led by Cronus, and the Olympians, led by Zeus. The world began in a state of chaos, from which Gaia, Earth, emerged and created Uranus, Sky. They gave birth to the Titans, the Cyclopes, and the Hecatonchires, 100-handed giants. When Uranus imprisoned his children in the earth, Gaia and her son Cronus plotted to overthrow him. Cronus used his scythe to cut down and defeat his father, becoming king of the Titans. However, fearing the prophecy that his son would overthrow him, Cronus swallowed all of his children as they were born. Rhea, Cronus's wife, tricked him by giving him a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes instead of their youngest son Zeus. When he grew up, Zeus returned and rescued his siblings by making Cronus vomit them up. Allying with the Cyclops and Hecatonchires, Zeus and his siblings began a war with the Titans, which lasted for 10 years. Finally, with the help of the Cyclops and Hecatonchires, Zeus defeated the Titans. After the victory, Zeus banished the Titans to Tartarus and became king of the gods, beginning the rule of the Olympians. Greek mythology of heroes, the labors of Hercules. Heracles was the son of Zeus and Alcmene, a mortal woman, wife of the general Amphitryon of Thebes. He was born with the arduous and dangerous task of protecting Mount Olympus from the invasion of Gigantos. Zeus secretly fed Heracles the milk of his wife Hera, and from then on, he gained extraordinary strength. However, the goddess Hera had always sought to harm Heracles since his birth and had driven him into a madness that caused him to kill his own wife and children. To atone for his sins, Heracles went to the oracle of Delphi to pray to Apollo and receive guidance. Heracles had to serve King Eurystheus of Mycenae for 10 years, during which time he performed many difficult challenges, called labors. The 12 labors of Hercules include slaying the Nemean lion. The first task that Eurystheus gave Hercules was to kill the Nemean lion, a terrible creature with bronze claws and nearly impenetrable skin. This beast lived in a cave near the border of Mycenae and Nemean, attacking and killing anyone who dared to come near. Hercules used a club to push the beast back into its cave. With no way out, the lion was strangled to death by Hercules. Killing the Hydra of Lerna, Hercules' second task was to destroy the Lernaean Hydra, a large sea monster that guarded the gates of the underworld. The Hydra had many heads, and every time Hercules cut off one head, 2 new ones would grow. In addition, the middle head of the Hydra was immortal and could not be killed with ordinary weapons. Under the guidance of the goddess Athena, with the help of Iolaus, his nephew, Hercules used a hot sword to cut off the heads of the Hydra, preventing new heads from growing. Finally, Hercules used Athena's sword to cut off the immortal head of the Hydra. After the Hydra was destroyed, Hercules dipped his arrows in its poisonous blood for future use. Hunting the deer of Cyrenea. This deer had golden antlers and lived on Mount Cyrenea, and was the pet of the goddess Artemis. Hercules had to chase it for many days and finally captured it by shooting a dart into its leg. The goddess Artemis was furious, but Hercules cleverly blamed King Eurystheus, who ordered him to capture the deer. Artemis then gave Hercules a 7-colored staff, capture the Erymanthus boar. In the 4th labor, Eurystheus assigned Hercules the task of capturing a dangerous beast, the Erymanthian boar. Hercules visited the centaur Chiron, who advised him to wait until winter to drive the animal into the deep snow. Following his advice, Hercules easily captured the boar and brought it back to Eurystheus, who was furious that Hercules had survived. Cleaning out the Augeas stables. The stables had not been cleaned for 30 years and contained about 3,000 cattle. Hercules asked King Augeas for payment and completed the task by creating a great flood, diverting the flow of 2 rivers through the stables. However, Eurystheus argued that this task did not count as a labor and assigned Hercules 7 other tasks. Kill the evil birds of Lake Stymphalia. In the 6th task, Hercules had to go to Lake Stymphalia, where man-eating birds called Stymphalian birds lived. They had bronze beaks and feathers as sharp as arrows. Although these birds were highly revered by the god of war Ares, Athena came to Hercules' aid by giving him a bronze bell made by Hephaestus. When Hercules shook the bell, it made a loud noise that scared the birds away. Hercules shot down many of the birds, but the rest never returned. Capture the Cretan bull. This was the bull that King Minos refused to sacrifice to Poseidon and let loose. This bull had been wreaking havoc on the entire island of Crete, killing people and destroying crops. Hercules' 7th task was to capture this bull to sacrifice to Hera. King Minos was delighted to be rid of the bull and asked Hercules to take it away. However, Hera did not accept it as a sacrifice. The bull was then released and wandered to Marathon, where Theseus encountered it. Stealing the mare of Diomedes. The 8th task that Eurystheus gave Hercules was to go to Thrace and steal the horses of King Diomedes. Thrace was a dangerous land, and the king's horses were man-eaters. Eurystheus hoped that Diomedes or these horses would kill Hercules. According to legend, Hercules forced King Diomedes to feed his horses, which made them lose their desire to eat people. He then easily controlled them and brought them back to Eurystheus. Stealing the belt of Hippolyte, queen of the Amazons, King Eurystheus heard of a beautiful belt belonging to Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons. He wanted to give this belt to his daughter, so Hercules was given the 9th task of taking the belt from the queen. Initially, the task was easy as Hippolyta agreed to give the belt to Hercules. However, due to Hera's intervention, the Amazons mistakenly believed that Hercules was trying to kidnap their queen and attacked him. Thinking that he had been betrayed, Hercules killed Hippolyta and brought the belt back to Eurystheus. Seizing Geryon's herd, Hercules' 10th task was to take the cattle of Geryon, a giant with 3 bodies. The cattle were guarded by Orthrus, a 2-headed dog. Hercules easily killed Orthrus with his club. When Geryon rushed to protect the cattle, Hercules shot him in the forehead with an arrow poisoned with the blood of the Hydra, then brought the cattle back to Eurystheus. Seizing the golden apples of the Hesperides, the 11th task given to Hercules by Eurystheus was to take 3 golden apples from the garden of the Hesperides, which was guarded by the dragon Ladon. Hercules overcame the dragon and sneaked into the garden. He took the 3 golden apples and brought them back to Eurystheus, much to the disappointment of King Eurystheus, who thought that Ladon would kill Hercules. Capturing Cerberus, Hades' 3-headed dog, Hercules' final and most dangerous task was to bring Cerberus, the 3-headed dog that guarded the gates of the underworld, back to Eurystheus. This was the most dangerous feat because Cerberus was an extremely terrifying monster, and capturing it would surely anger Hades, the god of the underworld. However, Hercules asked Hades' permission before capturing Cerberus with his bare hands. Upon his return, Eurystheus, tired of his repeated failures, asked Hercules to return Cerberus to the underworld and promised to end the series of tasks. Jason and the Golden Fleece. The story of Jason and the Golden Fleece, the Fleece of Chrysomalis, is one of the famous myths of ancient Greece. Jason is tasked with finding the magical Golden Fleece to reclaim his throne from King Peleus, who has unjustly usurped it. To accomplish this task, Jason assembles a group of heroes, known as the Argonauts, and together they set out on the Argonauts, a ship that is full of adventure. Along the way, they face many challenges, from fierce storms at sea to battling mythical creatures like the Harpies and Talos. One of the greatest challenges is to retrieve the fleece from the land of Colchis, which is protected by a dragon.